But let's now go to a great patriot running for governor in Minnesota, none other than Mike Lindell. Mike, thanks so much for joining us on Right Side once again.
Thanks for having me on.
Definitely. Let's talk about the latest with your campaign in Minnesota.
Yeah, well, here's tonight, and we have a huge event tonight. And what's been going on is I really believe I'm the only one that can win Minnesota. You're running against all these other Republicans, and some of them, like this Lisa Dama, she's the Speaker of the House. Well, all the fraud under Minnesota, it happened under her watch too, even though she's a Republican. And she's been in there for a long time, and we need a businessman. We need a different get a different output. And I've been going around to these debates, and everyone's going, well, you're looking to get the GOP endorsement, and then everyone's going, are you going to abide by that or whatever? Well, right now, no, I'm not going to abide by whatever they decide, because I'm polling number one with the people. They just did a poll 3 weeks ago. I'm number one. And here in Minnesota, the primary isn't until August. And what happens is Minnesota, you can vote 45 days early. Well, by the time you get someone picked, you're right away. Everybody's already voting, and you have to raise all this money. And this has always been a problem in Minnesota. I can raise money because I'm a national, a name. And Minnesota is in the eye right now. It's the tip of the spear for everything, for all kinds of things that affect our whole nation. And so I've already raised upwards of $1 million, which is a lot for, outside of Minnesota. And I have that, not only having the solutions, but Matt, we had 250,000 people in Minnesota that voted for Donald Trump in 2020 that didn't even bother to get out and vote in 2022. So, as you know, I'm a marketer. I'm going to be going all over Minnesota to get these people engaged to vote and out to vote. And I'm going right into Amy Klobuchar. We talk about Amy Klobuchar, you guys. Waltz dropped out, remember, because of all the fraud. Who knows? He might end up in prison. We don't know. We don't know where Waltz is going to end up, but he certainly isn't going to be our next governor anymore. So you have Amy Klobuchar leave her Senate seat to run for governor now. I think she's very concerned when I put my name in. And I want to tell really quick, everybody, think of this, because I'm going to be putting out an ad. You're hearing it first, Matt. I'm putting out an ad that's going to say, Amy Klobuchar and Mike Lindell agree on come together on a historical agreement. Now everyone's going to go, wow, what is this all about? Well, you guys, here's what we agreed on. In 2018 and 19, Amy was the biggest voice in the nation to get rid of the voting machines and to go to paper ballots hand counted. Amy Klobuchar, everybody, in the movie Kill Chain, she was out there and all the Democrats were, we got to get rid of the machines, and she named them. She didn't get sued. But we both agreed that we had to take care of the fraud in our elections. Well, since that time, here's the tale of two people. Mike Lindell spent, I don't know, 50, 60 million, everything I had in the world to fight the fraud for the last 5 years. And what did Amy do? And during that same time, she went to our government, the federal government, and got, I don't know, 25 billion put into Minnesota for these welfare programs, and it's gone.
Wow.
It's fraud.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty amazing. I'm learning a lot as I'm running here, and people say, well, Mike Lindell comes with baggage and he's too branded with Donald Trump. This is what my own party's saying here. Well, you know what? That baggage is the receipts. The baggage I have, not the conspiracy theory, it's all coming out now. The election was stolen. You got Georgia, everything coming out. Of course it was stolen. And of course we have problems in our election. That's a good thing. I believe we're going to have the most secure election in Minnesota's history based on, or since the machines came in, based on the cards were dealt with here. I will make sure of that. And so it's MikeLindellGov.com, everybody. It's MikeLindellGov.com. See what I'm doing. My policies, Matt, there's so many common sense things. I'm going to give you one here real quick. In Minnesota, you guys, the illegals that are here in our prisons, okay, we pay $85,000 a year in Minnesota taxpayers to house these, and these are felons. These are ones that have committed murder, rape, they're in prisons, not jails, prisons. it's 110 million a year. Now, just think how easy this would be. And then this doesn't count our jails where they're misdemeanors and gross misdemeanor with these illegals. Remember, they've already committed a crime by coming into our country illegally. If you took those and just, cooperated with the federal government and say, hey, we're not going to house these, and you turn them over, get rid of them, send them back to their countries to do their time there, you don't have to have people ICE going door to door anymore. And then we talk about what's going on up here in Minnesota. Minneapolis has one of the best protest laws in the nation, but they've never been followed. We have some of the most strictest. You got to get permits, all kinds of stuff. So you enforce your protest laws or you start arresting these people, you bring back law enforcement. Right now, you guys don't see it in the news, but friends of mine that live downtown Minneapolis, they're getting stopped by protesters going in the middle of the road and on sidewalk. Do you live in these streets? Show us your ID. How ironic is that? They're impeding people from getting to their homes, these protesters, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of illegal activity going on there, the fraud, the waste, the abuse, all the things. But what you touched on at the beginning, Mike, was something simple. You're a man of the people. I mean, it's not even a phrase that you can just use out there on a bumper sticker. Your actions have spoken louder than words for decades. The people love you. We know that. We hope that they will understand that Minnesota's on the line coming up for this election. And someone like you, the pendulum swinging from a waltz to a Lindell sounds really good to me. Let's talk about the Save America Act as well, sir. How important is that for the U.S. Senate to kick it into high gear, pass the Save America Act?
This is one of the most important things in our country's history, everybody. This isn't just another little bill thing getting pushed through. Remember, everything we gathered for 5 years that my teams did with the Cause of America, the Election Crime Bureau, all the things I set up, all that information gathering, we turned that all in last spring to the government, and with them to come out now and say, no illegal, illegals can't vote, basically. How hard is that? Show you're a citizen, show a voter ID. 79% of Democrats, we're talking people now, want this. It's like over 80% of all people. Of course you got to check an ID. Man, I really liked it when they showed New York. You had to have 2 forms of ID to shovel snow. 2 forms, everybody, to shovel snow. This is the most common sense thing in the history of the United States. And to have this slow played and gets blocked, it has to. Any senators, this should be everyone's number one priority. These elections coming up is critical. I mean, it's the most critical election in history. And I say that because everything could be in vain as how far we've got as a country. And both of the people, this is, if you have politicians sitting there, the Democrats that are going to block this, and maybe a couple of Republicans are trying to block it. Okay. And they're trying to say, it's suppressing voters or whatever they're trying to say. That's nonsense. I mean, that is absolutely nonsense. But it's the most critical thing. The SAVE Act is huge. And you know what? We have the worst elections in the world. We have 132 countries have banned electronic voting machines. Over 100 have banned early voting and mail-in voting. They all have ID and stuff. I mean, we have the worst election platforms in the world. We've got to grab it. This piece is so critical, and nobody should be able to vote in our sacred elections that aren't from here. This is disgusting.
It's exactly right. It's common sense. To your point, I remember Elon Musk on X posting a whole list of countries that have to have an ID and have to prove their citizenship to vote. So we need to have that done here. Mike, finally, just any words of encouragement for the country right now. As that act is called the Save America Act. We still need to save our country. We can't just sit back and just, fall asleep at the wheel. This is really about our freedoms, isn't it?
No, this is it. This is the most critical election in our country's history, bar none. Everything could be gone in an instant. The gains we made, the stuff the great president has been doing, any of that, the things going on now, people need to see. Well, I'm going to give everybody, here's why I'm so encouraged, everybody. You go back 5 years, and remember, they tried to kill our voice. They tried to January 7th of 2021, 1.2 million Americans were deplatformed off Vimeo, YouTube, Jack Dorsey's Twitter, Facebook. name it, Parler was wiped off the face of the earth. What we have this time around is ways to communicate. You got your great show here, Matt. All these platforms now that you don't have to go to your Fox Newses where you're not going to hear anything about our election platforms. You don't have to go to your Newsmaxes because you're not going to hear there about our election platform. And you're going to, and all the fake news certainly isn't going to report that, hey, we need to get the SAVE Act gone through. This is what people are communicating now through Getter, Gab, True Social, Vocal, Elon's X, even Facebook. At least he's not covering stuff up anymore. Our voice has gotten so much bigger, everybody. You need to communicate that. You need to, if you do anything, everybody, encourage everybody, like on the SAVE Act. You need to hear what we need to move forward, and don't sit around, like you said, Matt. You guys, we're in the best time in history to be alive because we can change the course we're on. And we were on a very bad course where we had taken God out of our schools. We had taken God out of our nation and turned us back on God. And here we are. God's given us grace for such a time as this. I'm very excited. And one of the other things threatening our country, obviously, is Sharia law. The first thing, when I'm governor of Minnesota, I would ban that immediately here. I don't know how it turned out in Texas. I believe they were voting on it, but a lot of states have already banned it. If they can't, you come into our country, you better assimilate and with our Constitution. So,
Exactly.
just everybody keep the faith, everybody, because great things are coming. But y'all got to stand and be part of it.
Amen. You know, Tommy Tuberville running for governor in Alabama, the same page as you, sir, about Sharia law. Not letting that happen in a state would be a wise thing to do. The gubernatorial candidate from Minnesota, the great owner and patriot, Mike Lindell. Mike, thanks again for joining us on Right Side.
Yeah, Matt, can I say one more thing quick?
Go for it.
Okay, you guys, we're moving. I did a big announcement. MyPillow is still here, and we're moving factories this week. We're moving factories, and we put everything on sale. You got a promo code there you can throw out, Matt, because we're these big ticket items. We're the free shipping. We're doing free shipping on all these, so we don't have to move to the new factory. But MyPillow is stronger than ever.
And then, so it's the Mega Sale 2.0 still going on. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the mega sale too, but we're adding mattress toppers and mattresses on sale with free shipping on your entire order. We're going to add that right now because we don't want to move it all to the new factory, and it combined with the mega sale. And we have all these products that we're closing out, like our up to 80% off all our clothing lines and stuff. But that's a gift for everybody out there. Free shipping entire order.
That's awesome. So it's mypillow.com/RSBN. The great Mike Lindell. Thanks again for everything. We're going to talk more about your products here in just a second. Mike, thank you again.
Okay. Well, add that free shipping on promo code RSBN.
Amen. Free shipping as well. Thank you, Mike.